Al Romano, a national champion with the Pitt Panthers, and Tony Dorsett. And as you would tell Tony, you're the reason why they won the championship, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, won it on defense. So Al Romano here with me, Dan Tortora. I am wearing my pinstripe shirt today as Syracuse will be returning to the Pinstripe Bowl for the first time in a decade and going to their second bowl game in 7 seasons under Dino Babers. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. This is the Off the Rails with Al Bowl Season Blitz presented by Pizza Man Pub, 50 Oswego Street, Baldwinsville, New York. And we both like it here at Pizza Man. I came here an hour early and got my pizza and wings so I could be all filled up and ready to go. So what's your favorite thing to get here? Have I asked you?
I hope we're not doing this an hour and a half thing because I'm hungry.
Okay.
And I got a pizza waiting for me. So.
All right. Well, yeah, but you already told him. You got that in there. Oh, yeah. Jimmy's not going to let your pizza.
I might go in and cook it. So.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Put some good stuff on it. Oh. Do you make yours with vodka or without?
Yeah, vodka sauce.
Okay, all right. Okay. What is your favorite thing here? Do you have a favorite thing here?
Well, they have they've come up with some new ones. Of course, you have to in this business.
Yeah.
Their margarita pizza, which is not typical margarita pizza, is very, very good. Actually, all their pizzas are just excellent.
I get the sweet heat. That's mine.
Oh, yeah.
The Mike's Hot Honey.
They put that hot honey on. I like that.
Put that on with a little bit of, that's like not the lettuce, but like arugula or something, and then some meatball and some pepperoni. When I just want a slice, I'll actually grab a cheese pizza, ask for some Mike's Hot Honey, and I will slather it on there. I'll literally put it on, like when you put jam on bread, that's how much of honey I put on. They drizzle it. I literally put it all over my pizza to the point where the roof of my mouth goes somewhat numb.
That stuff is so expensive. My wife is starting to buy it since I brought one home with the hot honey on it. No, she's putting it on everything.
You have to. And the thing is like, and I use so much of it. So I want to thank Jim and Luke for, they're going to have to like work that into my partnership because I spend a lot of money on the Mike's Hot Honey. But happy to be here with you as always, Al.
Thanks for having me.
It's the bowl season blitz. So there are 42 games before the national championship. So technically there's 43 overall games, but altogether there's 42 teams because the national championship is obviously 2 teams that are already within what we counted. So there's 84 teams out of 130-something that advance to the bowl season.
It's
insane.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that's going to help.
Yeah.
Them kicking up, stretching out the playoff season next year instead of 24.
Oh, they're going to do it in 24 instead of 26.
No.
So not next year.
No, I heard they're going to do it next year.
Mm-mm.
No?
No, 2024, 2025.
Okay.
So, but to your point, you think it's going to help out the Bulls by expanding the playoff time period?
Yes.
And and we're going to talk about the expansion of the college football playoffs.
Think about it. You could get some quality teams playing in substandard bowls. Let's say not substandard, but lower graded bowls.
Yeah.
So that's just going to, I think it's going to make. I think it's going to be great.
Well, 42 bowl games, and those include the ones in the rotation for the college football playoff. Did you ever imagine when you were playing that you'd live in a world where there was 42 bowl games in just Division I-A FBS football?
It's ridiculous. There should be a fiasco bowl because
I told you I had a few. I had a Don't Blow It bowl with the 2 worst teams presented by Kleenex. Obviously, a lot of people ask for the Toilet Bowl presented by Cottonelle. And then I have one for my ex-girlfriends, and it's called the Think Twice Bowl, and it's presented by Allstate because you needed an insurance company. So
well, the one I was looking at the bowls, and there's the one that's called Celebration Bowl.
Yes.
Well, what if they tie?
They can't tie. Well, there's the Holiday Bowl, too. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, what holiday is it? And the thing is, it's not played on Christmas. I don't think the Holiday Bowl was played on Christmas. So I never understood what the Holiday Bowl stood for, what holiday it was, and what they were celebrating. Because why would you call something a holiday bowl if somebody's going to lose? Because then they're going to have a bad holiday, essentially. And they renamed the one that Syracuse was in a few years ago. The Camping World Bowl is now the Cheez-It Bowl.
I saw that. What?
Think about how many box of Cheez-Its you have to buy to pay for that bowl.
Yeah, really.
Think about that.
I'm just wondering. They have to be. These bowl games have to be sponsored to put out the money that they're giving these universities.
Right.
Well, in past, these bowls were self-sufficient.
Right.
They didn't need sponsors.
Well, and that's the thing, because you and I were talking about it. The Sun Bowl was the Sun Bowl. It wasn't the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
No.
So back in the day, we didn't have bowl names that needed to have the presenting sponsor, so to speak.
They almost have to have sponsors now.
Like the Fiesta was the Fiesta. It wasn't the Tostitos or the PlayStation or anything like that. So, how do you tackle that? How do you look at that? When you see this and you see these names be the names that they are, there was one year, and I want to say it was a couple years ago, where the Music City Bowl had this massive name. It was like the Rocket Mortgage Music City Bowl presented by. It was like 11 words. And I remember going, you can't put that on anything. No. Just put Music City Bowl.
You can't put it on a T-shirt.
Can't fit here.
No matter how big you are.
Right. And the Pinstripe Bowl, it used to be New Era, which I'm wearing. It's now Bad Boy Mowers, which is a dog. Yeah, you see that. So, and see, I think of Bad Boy Records, and I think of Diddy, and he lives in New York City. And so I would have liked to see that. If maybe at the halftime show, there's a little rap concert, maybe they had you and Tony Dorsett come out. If you and Tony, in your heyday, let's go back to Pitt. You guys are playing in the National Championship. You and Tony Dorsett have to do two things against each other. Who wins them? I'll do one by one. If you and him had to have a rap battle, who would win the rap battle?
Tony.
Was he good? You don't know. You're just not good.
Well,
what if it was a comedy one?
When we originally played, there wasn't much rap going on.
Okay. So what about this then? If you and Tony were up against each other, and it was who's going to win a comedy stand-up moment,
I'd kill him.
You'd kill him? I have heard him on the phone with you. He's got some good. He's got some good hits.
He did when we were on the phone with him right on the air.
Yeah.
He
had a couple hits.
And people misunderstand the CTE. A lot of people come to me. They go, "Oh, Al, I'm so sorry," because they know I see him and I talk to him all the time. I'm so sorry. I hear he's not coherent, and I go, "No, nonsense. If he was here now, you would have no idea. We know it who are close to him because he will be repetitive." But
he's hilarious.
He is funny as they come.
He hits you with some good ones.
Well, you're not going to bring it up.
I want to.
No,
I really want to.
Well, this is kind of early. If you
I know. I'm supposed to have some more water. You're supposed to have some more vodka before we get into this.
So you want me to tell you what he said to me when I told him he had a small...
Oh, no. I remember. Yeah, I remember his response. He said, you know what, Al? He goes, you know what? Why were you always coming in the shower trying to look at it? I remember him saying that. I remember him saying, why'd you always want to look at it? And Tony, wonderful. We got to work in Tony, like we talked about before, having him be a part of this. Either having him call in or something like that. But Tony also had some words for Penn State. He called them another name for a cat.
Yeah.
And he said it twice on the show just to make sure that we heard him. So, but he's...
So you can't say pussy on the show?
He called them the Penn State pussies, he did. I said, what do you think about your rivalry with Penn State? And he goes, oh, you mean the Penn State pussies? And I was like... And then again, I was like, so Penn State, though, I'm happy that we talked about it. He goes, yeah, the pussies. And I was like, Tony, damn. Was he always like that, though? Was he dirty?
No.
No, he's dirty now.
Since we got closer, he's become
You become more dirty because you know rubbed off on
Well,
him.
I tainted him.
Okay.
That's what he says. He goes,
That's
Romano, man,
another dirty joke.
You've tainted me.
Right, and that's another joke, that word you're using. So I love it. And Al tells me off the air, he's like, let's do an hour or so, get me off before I go crazy. We're not even 13 minutes in, and Al's already said 3 words.
Okay, are we done?
We can be. You're never done. But that's great. The great part of being on the internet is that there's no FCC regulations. When I was on traditional radio, the fine for saying the F word one time was $350,000. $350,000.
Wow.
And I remember that one time on my show, I was playing a song, and it wasn't that word, but I was playing a rap song, and it was a chorus, and I told my producer, shut it off, 13 seconds, shut it off. Maybe 12, just shut it off right around 13, because I just want to play this clip, but you got to shut it off because there's a word after that. So I gave him a little buffer room to shut it. He didn't shut it off. He wasn't paying attention, and this thing just ran with words. And I looked at him and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And he didn't hear it until the second time it went off. And I was like, running into the studio saying, "Shut the music off." But we didn't get in trouble, and that was more than 10 years ago, so my statute of limitations is over. I will not pay that fine. I will not tell you what radio station it was either. So Al and I are here to talk to you about the bowl game season, and it's the Bowl Blitz here. There's a lot of games that are going on. We're going to go from beginning to end, is what Al and I are going to do, with inappropriate comedy to ensue in between. We're here at Pizza Man Off the Rails with Al, proudly presented by Pizza Man Pub on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. The Bahamas Bowl, playing in paradise with 2 teams that make you think Bahamas, don't they? Miami of Ohio and the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So, let's pick a winner. You got to pick a winner in each one, too. So, the Bahamas Bowl on December 16th will officially kick us off, and it's being played in the Bahamas at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time for us, which means it'll be a night game out in the Bahamas. Your thoughts on are you going to pick Miami of Ohio or UAB? Who would you rather see in a hula skirt?
I don't even want to pick the bowl, let alone who's going to win.
I'm going to pick UAB.
I would say so as well.
Okay, I would have picked UAB. The Cure Bowl, and Al had a great thought about this one. This Cure Bowl is against cancer, and that is a beautiful thing.
But
Al wanted to have a Cure STD Bowl.
Well, I did, but I didn't realize it was for. I think they should let more people know what the cure that
doing.
What they're doing.
But you want to have a Cure STD Bowl.
Yeah, well, that too.
If you had a bowl for every STD, then every team could make it in Division I. The other 50 schools would be in, because we got at least 25 of them. I think they said America started most of the STDs.
Well, I believe that.
Yeah, because we're that type of... America's got to be first at everything. Got to be first. Cure Bowl, who are you picking? Troy or University of Texas, San Antonio?
You know, I've heard of Troy.
You haven't heard of the Roadrunners of UTSA?
There's a Troy, New York.
There is.
Yeah. So I'm going to go
There's a Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Troy Aikman.
I'm going to go with UTSA. I'm going with the Roadrunners, who will be joining the American Athletic. Next game up on Saturday, December 17th. We got a bunch of them. Apparently and allegedly, Syracuse asked to not play in this game, which I understand, because they're a New York team, and this game is in Boston. It is the Fenway Bowl, and here's some irony. Cincinnati's playing Louisville. Cincinnati just lost their coach, Luke Fickell. Louisville had a coach, Scott Satterfield. In his first season as head coach of Louisville, he apparently talked to South Carolina about wanting to leave after just a year in Louisville to take a job at South Carolina. Somebody found out about it, and he wrote a public apology to the boosters and everybody.
Well, that's bullshit.
And now he's going to Cincinnati. So the question that people are asking are, what sideline is he going to be on for the game? It's this guy.
being the asshole that he is, we should split him.
That's true. All right, we can do that. It's
we had a guy like that at Pitt. He came in 1 year.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I remember him, but I can't place his name right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Literally 1 year.
Did I tell you what I did?
He ended up in Arizona.
Okay. All right. Did I tell you what I did? Past show, I got to send it to you. We did a show called Things That Lasted Longer in Syracuse Than Mark Coyle, who was the AD that was here for like 9 months. And I said, me calling up one of my buddies saying, I think this girl's going to work out. That was one. Having a baby lasted longer than Mark Coyle. We had a ton of them. Spring in Syracuse. So who are you going to pick for Cincinnati, Louisville? I'm heartbroken, by the way, that Luke Fickell is leaving Cincinnati for Wisconsin.
I think Louisville.
All right, I'm going to go with Cincinnati, but this is the thing that I have issue with. Luke Fickell is like a 10 to 12, 13-game winner a season. Scott Satterfield's like a 7 to 8. So why they ran to get Scott Satterfield? Well, no offense to Scott, I just don't understand why this is going to look like a downgrade. And I know Luke Fickell is good, but taking Scott Satterfield, a guy who I thought was maybe going to get fired this year, and then hiring him for a prominent program doesn't make sense to me.
Where was Fickell before?
Before Cincinnati?
Yeah.
D coordinator at Ohio State.
That's what I thought.
And so,
well, I'm going to switch. So
right, it's a downgrade, but
yeah.
I'm going to go Cincinnati. The Celebration Bowl, which you and I were talking about, Jackson State is in this one, and NC Central. This is a bowl game played with
Jets. That's
played with FCS teams. Deion's old team, yeah. He's in Colorado now.
I heard.
So who are you going to pick with this? And can you believe he went to Colorado? I can't picture Deion there.
I can't either. I'm thinking maybe UCLA, USC, or
Florida State.
Yeah.
Or Florida, since they keep losing.
I don't know. Jackson State, he had those kids so disciplined, so controlled.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Jackson State. That stuff doesn't rub off.
Yeah, I'm going to take Jackson State as well because of what he's done there. The Las Vegas Bowl will feature number 14. I don't know how this worked out. Number 14, Oregon State, up against 6-6 Florida. So you got a top 15 ranked team going up against a team that had a pretty
something's wrong,
not great year in that.
Yeah,
it's like number 14 up against number 40.
Well, what happened in Florida?
Well, they thought Dan Mullen was going to work. They fired him, and then they brought in Billy Napier. The best game they played, to their credit, was their rivalry game against Florida State.
Florida State, great game.
Right, phenomenal game. And Travis Etienne Jr., who plays for my Jaguars, his brother Trevor is the running back for Florida. But Oregon State's done some good things. And since, to play on the fact that we've done a lot of sexual jokes here, the Oregon State are the Beavers. So I would imagine you're going to pick them too.
Well, yeah, I like Oregon State.
No, you like what I said.
Well, yeah.
We're both going to go with the Beavers.
They're eventually going to call it the GA Bowl.
The GA Bowl.
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Okay.
For Gamblers Anonymous.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. I like the GA Bowl. The LA Bowl is Washington State, Fresno State. The way that you looked at me is that you know absolutely nothing about. Do you not? No?
I actually watched the Washington State game.
Okay. The way you looked at me was like, what is happening right now?
No.
Okay.
Of course, I've heard of Fresno, and I probably saw them once.
Yeah, you might have seen them.
But
thank you.
I'm thinking I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Washington State.
Yeah, I'm going to go Washington State in this one as well. Washington State, to me, Fresno can place. You know what? Actually, no. I'm going to go Fresno State. I got to go with my gut. They're playing in Inglewood, so I'm going to go with Fresno State. The Lending Tree Bowl. This is a name that I know that you love. It's Rice against Southern Mississippi. I would love for this one to be like chicken versus rice or something like that. Or like rice versus noodles.
Or chicken and rice.
Or chicken and rice. Or Rice is playing Southern Mississippi. Two teams that are leaving the conference that they were in. They both left Conference USA. Southern Miss already left. Rice is leaving for the American. Love you. My mom is off the air here.
Nice meeting you.
We love you. What? Oh, yeah, you're okay. We love you, Ma. We love you dearly. I hope you didn't hear all my inappropriate jokes. Okay. Yeah, she usually hears them. She's okay with me telling them on stage someday, though. My dad told me not to tell them, and I told him I was gonna anyways. He stopped fighting me on it now. Because he laughs at him. He laughs. He does. He's like, I don't know if you should tell him, but they are funny. Lending Tree Bowl, Rice in southern Mississippi. What do you got?
Southern Miss.
I'm going with Rice. So we're going to go on opposite sides here. The New Mexico Bowl with two teams.
You know, if it doesn't do well, they're going to call it the Bitcoin Bowl.
That's true. Who would have thought that digital money would ever fail?
Oh, my God.
Or Dogcoin. Idiots. Just absolute idiots. And what did Tom Brady lost a lot of money in it, too. Not the smartest investor is the man. Oh, and you know what? I mean, put it to you like this. He wanted to invest more in Bitcoin than he wanted to invest in his family.
That's cruel. Well, what was nice about it, we got to know exactly how much his wife makes and what he makes.
Right. And what the thing is, and all jokes aside,
she pays him instead of him paying her.
Yeah. So when they got divorced, he got money probably.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I'm not going to mention his name. He's a very wealthy person. Anyway, he met his wife when he was out in Arizona, and he became a broker. Did very well, made millions. Yeah. He started going out with this woman. This is back. Remember now, this is back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So at the time, she was finishing up something. I believe Arizona State. Irrelevant. Make a long story short, she owned QVC.
Okay.
And she sold it to the woman who's on the Shark Tank now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For $1 billion.
Yeah.
So I hate him. No,
it's all good.
They get divorced.
Yeah.
And she had to pay him
a lot of money.
$12 million.
You know what would have been ridiculous? That if he did this would have been ridiculous. If as they were getting divorced, he did the divorce as a video, and and he did like a QVC in the house, and he's like, I'm going to take the couch and the television and do all that. That would have been that would have been criminal if he did that. No, but I mean, I think Tom Brady eventually is going to run away with Rob Gronkowski. You heard it here first. I do believe that.
Well,
I do believe it.
He's a whole different man.
He is. He's a different dude now. He's single. The New Mexico Bowl, SMU and BYU. Who are you taking?
BYU.
BYU? All right. SMU, by the way, guess what? SMU, my guy Sonny Dykes, went over to TCU, and in one season has gotten, just going over there recently, he's got them, was it one or is it 2 seasons? He's got them in the college football playoff.
SMU?
The last SMU coach is Sonny Dykes went from SMU to TCU, and now he is in the college football playoff. So I'm going to go with SMU in this one. I know they got a new coaching staff, but
there's one thing about BYU. I mean, I've been there. I've coached their football team.
They're Mormons, right?
Yes.
Many wives.
They're very, very strict.
Yeah.
About the players, and if they hear players are having
extramarital. Thought. Yeah.
I mean, for real, they can be thrown off the team. For real.
Yeah. Where in Miami, it's promoted.
Well, they buy them for the players in Miami.
Who was the person what happened that did that? Wasn't that Louisville?
What?
Oh, that was Louisville, when Rick Pitino claimed that he didn't know that there were strippers bought for the recruits who were teenagers. You hear about that?
Yes.
Yeah. He didn't know.
He didn't know.
I
believe him.
Yeah. You do? All right, let's go to the Frisco Bowl. I picked SMU in the last one. Boise State and North Texas in the Frisco Bowl.
I have no idea.
I'm going to go with Boise State.
You followed all these. I don't.
I got to go with the Smurf Turf. I'm going with Boise State.
All right.
Monday, December 19th, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Marshall against UConn. Believe it or not, UConn is an independent team, and they made a bowl game with Jim Mora Jr. in his first year.
I know it. I was shocked. I sincerely.
And Syracuse Creek. By the way, Boston College did not score more than 3 points against UConn.
I'll take UConn.
And Marshall beat Notre
Only
Dame.
because they're original Big East.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with UConn, too. Marshall did have a good win against Notre Dame. Tuesday, December 20th, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl with Eastern Michigan and San Jose State.
Really?
Yeah. That one's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but not with all that.
Famous Idaho potato.
Famous Idaho. I mean, come on.
The Potato Bowl.
Yeah.
Why not? Who you got?
I'm thinking Florida.
It's Eastern Michigan and San Jose State.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
I looked
okay.
at my wrong sheet.
No, you're good. It's par for the course for
I
Idaho.
think Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, no, Eastern Michigan. I'm going to pick them in memory of my friend who passed away too soon, 54 years old. He was their DB coach, Fred Reed.
Really?
So this is supposed to be his 8th year there. So I'm doing that for you, Fred. The Boca Raton Bowl. I feel like there's drugs involved in this one.
No, first of all,
What?
my nephew lives in Boca Raton.
Okay. Doesn't that mean beautiful rat?
Are you kidding me? There's a bowl in Boca Raton? I'm
Yeah.
surprised they put up with that crowd.
Boca Raton. Liberty and Toledo.
Yes.
Boca Raton.
Yeah,
It sounds like a place in Mexico.
Well, it's gorgeous. You know
like
where it is, right?
I
West Palm area.
Yeah, I don't think I've never been to Boca Raton.
It's in
I've been
the-
to a lot of parts of
Yeah,
Florida.
West Palm.
It sounds like where Scarface would probably retire.
Yeah.
Boca Raton.
Yeah, my nephew lives there on the Intercoastal.
Yeah. Who are you going to pick? Liberty or Toledo? The Flames or the Rockets?
I'll go with the Rockets.
Okay. I'm going to go with Liberty. I'm going with the Flames in this one. Wednesday, December 21st, the New Orleans Bowl played up against two teams that aren't from New Orleans, South Alabama and Western Kentucky. I know.
This is crazy.
I know.
I
It's
mean,
not Alabama,
first of
Kentucky.
all-
It's South and West.
First of all, there's a lot better teams out there not in a bowl game, but they're just having a down year.
Right. Right. I know. I feel you.
I'm
I'm going to go with Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Western Kentucky in this one. Thursday, December 22nd, the Armed Forces Bowl. Baylor will take on Air Force in Fort Worth, Texas. And a shout out to my great uncle Pat, who's up in heaven of this past year, who was a member of the Air Force in World War II. Air Force and Baylor.
Baylor.
All right. Gonna go with Baylor. I think they're having a little bit of a down year.
Did you watch the Army? Did you watch the?
I watch Army Navy.
Army
That's on
Navy
this
game?
weekend. Yeah, I watch
Because
it.
that's what I think an Armed Forces Bowl should be.
Yeah,
It should be
and it's
not
good.
Baylor.
Not Baylor, exactly. So I'm gonna go with Air Force in this game. This is one that I know you laughed when I told you this one before. Friday, December 23rd, the Gasparilla Bowl up against Wake Forest in Missouri. I think the Gasparilla, when I hear that name, I feel like it should be with a husband and wife that are also brother and sister. Does that make sense? Gasparilla.
What is it?
I think it's a place. I don't know.
No,
It's a people.
What's a Gasparilla?
I have no idea. You want me to check?
Yeah.
I'm going to check for you what a Gasparilla.
Let's.
I told you that
let's
to me it
Google
sounds.
what a Gasparilla.
To me it sounds like.
It says.
So Jose Gasper, also known as Gasparilla, a mythical Spanish pirate. So he's a mythical Spanish pirate. So this bowl game is named after a mythical Spanish pirate.
You're gonna get me to say the F word, and I don't want to.
So we should have the smoke. What is it? Huff the Magic Dragon Bowl.
Really?
Gasparilla. Who do you have? Who do you want? Wake Forest or Missouri?
Wake Forest.
Yeah, me too. I'm going there. The Independence Bowl, Houston and Louisiana. And this is played in Louisiana.
It's in Louisiana, so I'm gonna go Louisiana.
All right. I'm going to go with Louisiana in this one, too. On Christmas Eve.
Where's the Hawaii Bowl?
That's one coming up right now. On Christmas Eve. It's the only game played on Christmas Eve. Down in Hawaii. Middle Tennessee State and San Diego State in Hawaii. By the way, Middle Tennessee State still has as their D coordinator Scott Schaefer, who was unceremoniously let go at Syracuse. And I'm a big fan of him. He won his bowl game last year. I'm going with Middle Tennessee.
I'll go with Middle Tennessee.
And then day after Christmas, we have the Quick Lane Bowl. This reminds me of, like, it sounds like a bowling alley. The Quick Lane Bowl. It does,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like there was a Quick Lane in, like, East Syracuse or on North Street. Or 7th North Street. Bowling Green. So how about this? The Quick Lane Bowl, Bowling Green. A lot of bowling things here.
In New Mexico?
And New Mexico State, who's independent. Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. December 27th, we have the First Responder Bowl, Memphis against Utah State. And that's going to be played in Dallas, Texas. Who you got?
Utah
State. Okay, all right. I think I'm going to go. Well, Memphis is down. I'm gonna stick with Memphis. The Birmingham Bowl is Coastal Carolina. This is gonna be a good game. Coastal Carolina and East Carolina.
I like East Carolina.
Mike Houston, he's got him back up again.
One of the guys
Also a pirate, but not a mythical pirate.
Yeah, they recruited me.
Oh, East Carolina did?
Yeah, and I wasn't going to go because the only reason I knew what state it was in because they said East Carolina.
Very true. It's very true.
So I visited, and I really liked it. I liked the campus.
Yeah.
They have a small stadium, but it looks...
It's a pirate ship now.
It's like a replica of a larger stadium, but I really liked it there.
Yeah, East Carolina's a nice place. And Coastal's in Myrtle Beach. It's a nice one, too.
Yeah.
And they don't have the Smurf turf. They have the teal turf.
What's the teal turf?
It's like instead of having a green field, their field is teal for the Chanticleers. Yeah. So who are you going to take? I want both teams to win. This is
I
tough.
want East Carolina.
All right. I'm going to go with East Carolina as well. Camellia Bowl, Buffalo and Georgia Southern.
I'm going to stick with home.
Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
I hear they play tough over.
They recruit Syracuse better than Syracuse. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl. They don't tell you where the guaranteed rate is too, but you do get one. And this is for Oklahoma State and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I'm going to go with Wisconsin too.
Paul Christ was coached at Pitt.
Yeah, coached at Pitt, went to Wisconsin, just got fired.
Right.
And they brought in my guy Luke Fickle.
And it's too bad because he's
been there for a long time.
He was making a run, and he just. I think it was recruiting.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time.
It's got to be tough to recruit in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they do come here though. They come to the Northeast.
Yeah,
they do. Wednesday, December 28th, the Military Bowl, Duke and UCF.
Duke.
I'm gonna go with UCF.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta.
They are tough.
They are tough.
Don't they play in the Tampa Stadium?
UCF? No, they play. That's USF. South Florida.
Right.
UCF plays in the Bounce House.
Right.
The Liberty Bowl, Arkansas and Kansas. I've been to the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. I love it. It messes with your mind when you're like in the press box looking at it because it's built in like this, like kind of like this weird shape, but it's really, really cool to look at. Food's really good too.
Who do you like?
In the Liberty Bowl, Arkansas or Kansas, I'm probably going to go Arkansas.
Yeah, me too.
It's the SEC. The Holiday Bowl. Oh, here it is, the Holiday Bowl we talked about.
Why isn't it on a holiday?
Yeah, the Holiday Bowl's on December 28th, which is not a holiday, which always makes no sense to me. Number 15, Oregon or North Carolina.
Wow, you can't. In Oregon.
Yeah?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm going North Carolina.
Yeah,
it's Mac Brown.
I agree.
It's the Mac attack.
Pitt had them beat the whole game, and North Carolina ended up winning in overtime.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you put North Carolina in the Mac Brown regime in a scoring fest, he'll hang with you the whole time.
Actually,
he did it with Wake Forest too.
North Carolina, they're still ranked pretty decent, aren't they? Like 18th or something?
No, they dropped right out.
Did they?
They're totally out.
They were
They were ranked. Yeah, they're out of the rankings now. Okay, let's do the next one here. The Texas Bowl. Syracuse, the last time Syracuse played Minnesota was in the Texas Bowl when they were in the bowl game against each other, and Syracuse won. Texas Tech and Ole Miss. The lane train of Ole Miss, or Texas Tech, who's trying to find their way back.
Ole Miss.
I'm going to go with Ole Miss, too. Lane train pulling into the station. On Thursday, December 29th, Syracuse
Pinstripe
will return to the Pinstripe Bowl, facing off against Minnesota. And when I'm calling the Mark Coyle Bowl, I know that other people that I'll leave unnamed decided to also write articles and call it the Mark Coyle Bowl a couple days ago, so I guess I can say you're welcome for that.
Very nice.
The Mark Coyle Bowl, and I actually did on the show, as I told you, things that lasted longer in Syracuse than Mark Coyle.
And your girlfriend.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely longer than her. Definitely longer. The other one, it was nose to nose, neck and neck. So we have Mark Coyle's Bowl here, Minnesota and Syracuse. And Syracuse has now lost multiple receivers, running back. They've lost one of their starting defensive ends to the transfer portal. And I said this today. I said, well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we can officially say Syracuse's defensive coordinator has entered the transfer portal as he's at Nebraska. So we don't know who's going to be there.
He is good defense coordinator.
Oh, yeah. He changed the entire everything about the defense.
I don't think the way Syracuse has been cherry-picked, they have a chance.
Well, the thing is, Deuce Chestnut, who's one of the starting corners for Syracuse, all he put up today was a bunch of hands slapping themselves in the head, and I'm guessing that was following the fact that his coordinator is now gone. So
that's too bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I'm going to pick Syracuse, but I don't even know if he's going to coach in the bowl game or what's going to happen with that either. How about the Cheez-It Bowl? Number 13, Florida State up against Oklahoma. This has become a big ACC bowl. Last year, Clemson played in it when they were having a down year of 10 wins. I'm going with Florida State.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Because my guy Mike Norvell's got him in good place. The Alamo Bowl, remember?
That's been around a long time.
Do you remember the Alamo?
Yeah.
Okay. So number 12, Washington. Number 20, Texas. What do you got?
Washington.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Washington, too, in that game. December 30th, the Orange Bowl will have all orange.
This is going to be an awesome game.
Number 6, Tennessee, who if they had not lost to South Carolina, had an argument for the college football playoff. And number 7, Clemson. Who are you going to go with? And Clemson, I called this, too, with my buddy Isaac Elford. We literally said, DJ's going into the transfer portal. And the next morning we woke up, he was in the transfer portal. Their starting quarterback is now leaving, and Cade Klubnik, who had been filling in for him, is now going to be the guy, at least for right now. And every time Cade came in, he took care of business. So DJ Uiagalelei is now in the transfer portal.
Spell that.
It's Uiagalelei.
Come on.
Want me to look it up?
Well, no, apparently you did.
Let's see here. Yeah, I was right. There it is.
Yeah, well.
You see it? Uiagalelei.
You prepared your
I didn't know you were going to ask me
question.
that. I didn't know you were going to ask me that. See, my thing is I'm a guy who I like spelling bees and whatnot. So you can see it for yourself, folks.
I like trying to stay with the ACC, but I think Tennessee's. I think
they were the best team in the country at one point.
I think Tennessee. I'm going to go Tennessee.
I'm going to go Tennessee in this game as well. Would have loved to see them in the college football playoff.
Now here's a great bowl, huh?
Dukes,
you want to make a salad?
Yeah, Duke's Mayo. I said we should call one off the rails hot tuna bowl.
That's right.
And how about this? I don't know if you know this because I didn't know this, but instead of dousing your winning coach with Gatorade, they slather mayonnaise on him, which can only make you smell.
Well, that
very unique.
That's right away in my mind flashed a plastic pool with a lot of mayo on it and 2 women.
You know what the thing is, though? I would love to watch, but I don't think I'd want to. I'd be like, go take a shower. Because mayonnaise smells awful. It's horrible. I will only use mayonnaise on tuna, and it's a little bit. Just a little. So you don't, like, choke to death.
Was that your first thought, too? Are we thinking alike here?
I was thinking dirtier than you. I was. NC State, Maryland. What do you got?
NC State.
And their quarterback, who got hurt during the year before playing Syracuse, is now transferred. He's in the transfer portal. Devin Leary. So I'm going to go with NC State, but their quarterback's gone too. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl that Al played in back in the day, but it wasn't called the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. UCLA in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with Pitt 2 in this one. Bring it on, UCLA. The Gator Bowl is going to be in Jacksonville, Florida, where I usually am many a time during the year at the TIAA Bank Field. This game will be on December 30th, and it will feature number 19 South Carolina, who jumped into the rankings after beating both Tennessee and Clemson in back-to-back weeks. And they will face off against a team that has no business being ranked, Notre Dame, who has 4 losses, I believe. South Carolina.
I hate them.
I know Notre Dame.
I hate Notre Dame.
I know you do.
They're overrated.
Absolutely.
Well, hold on.
Preseason number 5.
Next to the Big Ten, who is way overrated.
I feel like they should join the Big Ten because they already get the get the overrated.
You're right.
You know, the Big Ten and the Notre Dame both get preferential treatment. They might as well get in bed together. They're already kind of playing like just the tip.
And this new coach.
Yeah.
I think eventually he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But this year, I think it was a failure.
I'm going with South Carolina. And what is their name? Al, do you know their?
The Gamecocks?
There you go.
See, now, why would you bring that up?
Because I just wanted you to say that you love the Cocks.
Sure.
Arizona Bowl.
That's terrible. That's it. You know what? My mother's not going to want me to do this anymore.
You started it. The Arizona Bowl. I said something to you that totally went right over your head. I mentioned something before. Okay. All right.
I heard it.
All right.
It doesn't need to be repeated.
All right. I said 2 things. The Arizona Bowl, Ohio and Wyoming. How funny is that? Arizona Bowl with 2 other states nowhere close. Yeah. Who do you want?
Hold on. Let me flip. Wyoming.
Okay. I'm going to go with Wyoming with you. Why not? December 31st, my dad's birthday, is the college football playoff semifinals. But it's also other games, so we'll go to them first. In the Music City Bowl, Iowa and Kentucky. Kentucky was ranked in the top 8 in the country.
I'm telling you what, they beat some good teams this year.
Yeah, and they fell right out of the ranking. They were in the top 8, and it wasn't basketball.
I know it. I'm
Crazy.
serious. They played. I watched 2 games.
Yeah.
In both games they won. I was impressed with them. I mean, it's a whole different time of year, but I'm going to go Kentucky.
I'm going to go with Kentucky as well in this one. How about the Sugar Bowl? Number 5, Fly Slam Alama Jamma Bama, and number 9, Kansas State, who was defeated by Tulane, mind you. Tulane beat them, and Kansas State beat TCU.
To me, it's a no-brainer.
Alabama. Yeah. That's the Sugar Bowl. We're going to get to the college football playoff in a second.
Sugar Bowl's an awesome bowl.
Yeah, you like it?
Down in New Orleans. Oh. I don't remember some of it. I don't know why, but
I always want to play in it because I like sugar. I just do.
Well, there's a
sugar cubes.
Well,
is that what they feed horses? I think they feed horses sugar cubes. I think I'm right.
Well, that's the drag capital of the world.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're young.
So that's where you met your first wife?
No, well, yes, I married her, but she got all the right parts,
Okay.
Anyway, we all go out, and we don't know what we're doing. We're young college guys, looking.
How old were you?
19, 20.
Okay. In the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans.
Sugar Bowl, we're in New Orleans. We go into a bar, and we were wondering why there was so many 6-foot women in there.
Yeah.
5'10", 5'11", and 6-foot women.
Some Amazons,
with big hands.
Yeah.
So
So you danced with Shaquille O'Neal, and then what happened?
no, one guy was very kind.
Yeah.
Whispered to me, he goes, "You all from the north?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, these are all men." I go, "Thank you." In the meantime, one of our players, Gary, I'm not going to say his last name, he's out there kissy facing and rubbing around on the dance floor.
Oh, nice. Good for you, Gary. That's nice.
And I, little one at a time, I started telling the other 4 guys we were with.
But you didn't tell Gary.
No, we didn't want.
You don't want to ruin his fun
So he left with her, with
them.
with Shim.
Yeah.
With Shim.
He left with that. Yes. And what? And did he ever talk about it?
He left the team. He couldn't take it.
Did he really leave?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Wow.
That's a true story.
So you told everybody but him, and then he left.
Yeah, when I got back to Pittsburgh, I did a radio show, WKTE or whatever,
Yeah.
WTKE, right?
Yeah.
And I put it on the air as well. just in case you hadn't heard it other times.
What's Gary doing now?
He's in an institution.
He's the head of the NCAA.
Yeah, right.
He's the president. That's crazy. That would be great, like to tell a story like that and then have the hook at the end and be like, what are they doing now? And you're like, they're the president of the United States.
Well, he is.
Okay. On to the New Year's Six Bowls. We have the ReliaQuest Bowl.
Now, did they stop the spelling? Relia? What is that?
I don't know. ReliaQuest. Reliance? I don't know what it means.
Quest means, but
I don't know what it means.
was this? Was there? What's a Relia?
I'm going to look up what ReliaQuest is. It's a computer security service in Tampa.
So they don't know how to spell rely, a bowl, or rely.
Maybe they got halfway there in the email that they sent to Hillary.
Well, no, their computer got jammed up.
Yeah. I wonder if that was the security service she went to.
I think I think that was
The
Biden's son's computer.
The Hillary Clinton ReliaQuest
I think
Bowl?
it was his laptop.
Where is that laptop?
I think the word is out.
Okay, yeah. We waited a couple of years for this laptop. You know what? With all the fuss over the laptop, I've learned when I'm done using my laptops, do you know where they are? I keep them all. I don't let anybody have them. I don't have anything on them, but I just thought that to myself. I'm like, what if somebody was like going through and found like pictures of my family?
I'm a little
There's nothing on
suspicious here.
There's nothing on my laptop.
Why would you get rid of them?
I
Why
wouldn't.
would you?
But they said what you're supposed to do when you're done with them is you're supposed to smash them and throw them in the bottom of the harbor. But
Oh shit! If everybody did that in New York and threw them in a river, you could walk to New Jersey.
they would right. They would start to bob up there. You could all walk on water. Yeah, because all the Enron ones would be there. All the Wall Street computers. Very true. Number 22, Mississippi State or Illinois, who has quarterback Tommy DeVito, who used to play for Syracuse. Mike Leach versus Tommy DeVito. What do you got? Mike Leach is the guy that goes off on tangents.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yes.
The guy
State.
The guy that they ask about his team, and he talks about like cheese fries for about 14 minutes.
Well, no.
I'm going to go Illinois.
I'm switching to Illinois.
I'm going Illinois. I'm going for you, DeVito. Let's make it happen. In the Citrus Bowl, number 17, LSU, who had a shot at the college football playoff at one point.
In Purdue.
Or Purdue.
They had a good year.
They did.
For the Big Ten.
For unranked teams.
Well, there's really only 2 teams in the Big Ten. I don't know why they call it the Big Ten.
It's the Big Two.
The Big Two.
There's actually 14 schools, so it doesn't even make any sense.
Right.
Who do you want?
I don't understand why they call it that.
I I don't know.
So I think I'm gonna take LSU.
I'm going to take LSU as well. The Cotton Bowl Classic, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Scotty Rogers, the director of communications.
No, that's a good old classic bowl game.
Yeah, he's going to be on my show very soon. And Scotty and we know it's the 87th year of the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Number 10 USC, who was almost in the college football playoff, and number 16 Tulane, who's ranked way too low for being as good as they are.
No, but it doesn't matter. USC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
First of all, I think, they lost to Utah, though.
they got gut punched by Utah.
They got their asses kicked by Utah.
Utah took Oregon out last year
Right.
and took USC out this year. I'm picking Tulane.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Who's
Yeah.
better, USC or Ohio State?
I would pick USC.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would.
I've been waiting for this question.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my guy. I'm going to go with my guy from Tulane, though, with all due respect. But yes, I do agree with you on that. Let's go to the college football playoff on my dad's birthday, Saturday, December 31st, in the Fiesta Bowl. Number 2 ranked Michigan. Number 3 ranked TCU. The Horned Frogs up against the the Wolverines. The Pansies, I almost said. The declawed Wolverines.
Yeah. Well, I like Michigan.
The faux number 2 seed.
Yeah.
I'm going TCU.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know why? Because TCU is more battle tested, and now I want them to prove it.
You're right. Again, Michigan played mostly Big Ten, and the Big Ten to me
Mostly nobody.
is the Big Four, maybe.
Yeah. They played mostly nobody. And I will say this, they deserve to be ranked, but not in the top 3 for what they did. Because if that's the case, they should have done it with teams in the American and in the Sun Belt. The Peach Bowl, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, I've been down there for a few of these. Number 1, Georgia. Number 4, OHIO, Ohio State.
Georgia.
Who's the best team in the country?
I believe Georgia is.
Me too. I'm picking Georgia.
And anybody out there I'll take all the book. I'll take all the book you got. I'll take Georgia.
I'm taking Georgia too.
What's the spread?
The spread on that game right now? I see the updated spread that we got on here. So Georgia, that I did not spell right. Georgia.
I think I know what it is, but I want to be sure.
Yeah, I want to.
Because it changes.
Yeah, I want to see what the spread is right now. Let's see.
So Georgia minus what?
The spread, this is within the last couple days, is that we have, let's see here. Where's the spread? No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, 6.5 point. So Ohio State is a 6.5 point underdog right now. Your thoughts on that?
I think that's going down.
Yeah. 6.5 point under. What do you think is going to happen?
Well,
because Georgia can beat you in the 20s and they can beat you at 50.
yeah. First of all, Georgia's got, I think, way more speed than Ohio State.
Yeah.
Speed kills.
It does. And they say that this game over-under is 59.5. I'm going to take the over on that.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's no way they're going to be in the 30s, I don't
No.
think. So
Both teams' offenses are going to score.
yeah. And I'm going to pick Georgia, and you're going to pick Georgia.
I'm going to pick Georgia.
All right, so with that being said, before we wrap up here from Pizza Man, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York, come out here and support Pizza Man all throughout the week. Appreciate you being here. I want to thank the Delia family and everybody that is here at Pizza Man and all the patrons, Al Romano, myself, Dan Tortora, for this wake-up call special.
Did we talk about the Rose Bowl?
Off the rails with Al. I think we did.
Did we?
I think we
I don't
talked
think we did.
Did I skip the Rose Bowl?
I think you skipped the Rose Bowl.
Let me see if I skipped it. Maybe I did. Did I skip the Rose Bowl? Let's see.
I mean, it's two good teams, pretty good teams, but
Yeah, I must have.
it's that pussy team, I think.
Oh, Penn State. Penn State. I think Why is the Rose Bowl? Why is the Rose Bowl not up here?
I had it on my sheet.
The ReliaQuest, the Cotton. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I did miss it. I overlooked it. Utah and Penn State. We did forget that one. Number 8, Utah. Number 11, Penn State.
I'm going to take Utah.
I'm taking Utah because Utah's played spoiler to everybody. Why not spoil another one?
Everybody.
And Penn State is still ranked too high.
He's Big Ten, that's why.
I know.
I'll
So,
tell you what, Joe Paterno, one thing I got to hand out to him.
yeah.
Joe Paterno pulled out of the Big East 30 years ago, before the Big East knew would hit him or anyone else. He was the first one to jump conferences.
Well, yeah. Well, they never joined, right? Because they were supposed to, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So he didn't. So you're saying he knew something that they didn't know?
Oh, absolutely. I blame the whole fall of the Big East on the leadership. They had their heads in the sand all of a sudden.
They couldn't at Notre Dame and Penn State.
All of a sudden, 3 years later, 4 years later, Boston College, they're gone.
Yeah. Miami.
they're
Virginia
gone.
Tech. Yeah.
Virginia Tech. Where the hell? What were these people?
When Miami left,
I would go back.
thought that was the
I would
end.
go back and whatever those guys made, I would take it away because they screwed up the Big East.
I remember when Miami left. I think it was 2002, around 2002, 2003. When they left, I remember standing there going, I think this is the end of the Big East.
Oh,
And it was the beginning of the end.
Penn State. Inside, I felt something. They're just assholes. Joe was big-headed and all that. But then, boom, Boston College. I mean, all these teams are. I'm going, whoa. When is the Big East out there trying to pick on, cherry pick the Big 12 or the SEC or anybody?
Yeah.
They just were out of their leagues.
Yeah, I mean, and it changed everything. It definitely did.
Changed everything, and Penn State started it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Penn State put themselves in good footing for the future to always be ranked high for no apparent reason. So, college football playoff before we wrap up. Off the Rails with Al. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora presents. We are live Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time in our normal scheduled time on Wake Up Call on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time once again. We're here with Off the Rails with Al, happening throughout the year at Pizza Man in our specials on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville. And we also have the Baldwinsville Bees here throughout the year as well. Shout out to the Bees, and a thank you to the Beeville neighborhood, the Beeville community, and all the wonderful people in the surrounding area in central and upstate New York. College football playoff expanding from 4 to 12.
12.
The top 6 are going to be conference champions. And they're going to be the 6 highest ranked conference champions, and then 6 at large. What do you think?
That's a good happen. We've been waiting for this for 20 years. This system with 4 teams every year is ridiculous.
Right. And with the 4 teams having a bye and the other 8 teams having to play, that means that you got 6 bowl games that are now going to be in rotation, stayed out. They're going to be in the quarterfinal, then they're going to be a semifinal, then they're going to be a quarterfinal. That the championships that are coming up in 2024 and Miami so far.
Think of the other 2 areas that'll open up.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be playing them in maybe California.
Yep.
Tech's grandson's
Awesome.
birthday.
I just got back from New Jersey.
How old is he?
He's 1.
1. And what's his name? Corvette. You're going to need to use that for
I'm
a
going to
few
have
years.
to try that too.
Yeah, you're going to have to try it out for a few years.
Yeah.
I want to see you roll up in your scooter the next time we do it off the rails with Al.
No, forget it.
Al Romano, national champion, myself, Dan Tortora. Off the Rails with Al, a product of Wake Up Call here at Pizza Man. You all have a fantastic night. We'll talk with you soon. And I'm very proud that this was our most inappropriate show that we've done up to this point.
No, I don't think I think we did well.
We did well.
But I'm on a serious point here.
Yes.
I've been to the best pizzas that you can find in Syracuse multiple times. I've been to New York City. Well, I used to live there.
Yeah.
And in Jersey. And I'm telling you, and I mean this sincerely, this pizza here at Pizza Man, if you haven't tried it, then you are missing out. Everybody's got their favorite pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, there are people who actually like DiGiorno.
The one that says Wangs,
But-
W-Y-N-G-Z. Yeah.
No, really, you really should try it. It's
The sweet heat.
exceptional.
The
True.
sweet heat is
And you
my
get
thing.
They got this.
They're the only people that have the lemon pepper.
It's got,
Lemon pepper wings.
and you know what? You pretty much call them and say, "You want this pizza?" And they'll do it.
Yeah.
So-
Can you put mayo and hot tuna on a pizza?
I'm not. Well, I'm sure you can.
You can put it on a coach. Why can't you put it on a pizza?
You can put it in. Did I tell you about the plastic pool?
Oh yeah, you did. Can we do this? How about this? Let's do the next time we do a show. You and I are going to pick each other's ingredients, and it can be anything. And
they'll
Pizza
make
Man's
it.
going to make them, and we have to eat each other's pizza, whatever we make.
No, you're not going to trust me.
You're not going to trust me at all. I already know what I'm putting on. I know a few
I'm
of them.
going to do 4 cans of anchovies.
I was thinking I'm going to put gumballs on your pizza. I'm going to put gumballs. I'm going to put some fruit
I
strips.
just won't eat anchovies.
I won't either. But we should. We're going to do it.
That sounds good.
We're going to do our blind pizza contest. And so not only are we going to have to eat each other's pizza that we make for each other, but we're going to be blindfolded and we're going to have to say what the ingredients are on the pizza.
Deal.
All right.